Now, in order to get the location line here, I'll use the line.direction package. Open it up here, connect the geometry to the line, and uncheck the preview of the get location package and hit run. There we go. Then I'll use the get parameter package, connect the element type to here, and I think this was related to the door. And well, let's see. We have the wall here, and then lower down I think we have the doors as well. So I'll add a string here and name it width. Connect that to the parameter name and press run. And all right, we get it, it's 300. Then let me just go over to the Revit and select these walls. Let's see which type I can select for these, the 200 millimeter. Let's have two types in here. Press run, and let's see. We get a list, two 200s and two 300s. And then once again, I'll use Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V to get a copy of this. We'll leave the width B, and this time we'll use the door for the elements. I'll make a code block, type in X, and then connect the elements to it so that I can have the code block available. I don't have to look for it. Then I'll bring this one over here. Now, in order for us to get the parameter itself, we need to first get the element type. Otherwise, we don't get the parameter because the width itself is part of the type because it's not under instance. And there we go. And this is the width of our doors. Now, in order for us to get the center point of these and then control the sides, let me just check the Revit background preview in order for us to see it in the Revit as well. Now I'll use the dividing symbol to add up the package here, connect it to the get parameter value by name, add a code block, type in 2, and connect that to the Y and hit 1. Alright, then I'll use the plus sign to open this package up, connect it to here and here, press run in order to add them up after dividing them. And then let me just go over here and check the preview of this one, and then press run to see what it turns out like. Alright, now let's go back and this time uncheck the preview and hide it, and check the preview of this one instead. Alright, that's not it. Unhide it again, and let's see where the line was. Check the preview, and there it is. And well, that's about it. In the next step, I'll use right click to find the geometry.translate package and open up the one that says direction and distance. I'll select this one and open it up here. All right, now we need an input for the geometry. We can get it from well, let me see. Well, we need to connect the wall to it, but first we'll have to put in a get location package as a medium. So connect that to the walls and then select the geometry and connect it here. Then I'll press run. And well, let's see, here it is. Now I'll go over here and hide this one. And all right, now we can get the direction from the line over here. Hit run, and then we can get the input for the distance from the plus over here. Press 1 once again, and then let's see what it turns out like. All right, and we get it. Now in the next part, we're gonna use Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V to get a copy of the geometry.translate package. Bring it down here and only disconnect the distance, the rest stay the same. This time I'll open up the multiplication package, connect the X to here, and then add a code block using -1. Connect that to Y and press run. All right, then I'll connect this to the distance and hit run once again. And now it's much better. Then we have to work with the geometry.translate packages. So bring this one over here. Then I'll use align package, connect the start point to the geometry up top and the end point to the one down here. Press run. And well, all right, I think I've made a mistake here and connected this one to the wrong entry. All right, I'll just have to look around to see if I can spot the mistake somewhere around here. It should be the location related to the door. All right, so let me go over here and select the element dot location and disconnect the element and connect it to this one instead and hit run. And now it's fixed. And now the line has been drawn here as well. All right, so let me just get a quick checkup of the script. These are the points over here and these are fine as well. And it all looks fine. I'll just have to go over here and select this one and hide it for now. And there we go. Now we've gotten the exact location of the doors in here. After that, I'll go over to the library and look for the framing.beam package. Type that in and open up the one that says beam by curve. All right. We'll bring it over here and get the curve from here. Then I'll add the levels package, select the level 1 and connect it to the level input here. Then I'll use the right click to look for the framing type and open up the structural framing types package. And on the package itself, I'll select the only type that we have here. You can select whatever types you have in your own file. Now there's an interesting method that we can use here. Open up the framing and we can add in a condition for it. Get a duplicate of it and well, let's say it's 250 by 250. Okay. And all right. Then I'll go back to the plan, the level 1 here. And the doors that we have, the 200 type, give these ones the width here. And for the ones that are 300, let me open up the type properties and increase their size. Let's go with a 1200 for the width here and rename it as well. All right. And then there it is. Close it and go back to the dynamo where we can press run. And here you can see the changes in effect. Now we're going to put in a condition for it. Open up the if package, then use right click and put in the equals symbol and open up the package. Don't think it's this one, remove it. And I don't want a tolerance, it's this one. Now I'll connect the X to here and I think it's the width of our wall. I'll add a code block for the Y and I'll put it on 200. Connect it and press run. Now we have true and false, either they're 300 or 200. So this is where we get our test from. Then I'll get a copy of the structural framing types package and then we'll put in the conditions. If it equals the 200, let's say it's true, and if it's bigger, use false. Press run. Then I'll connect the result to the structural framing type. Run. And there you can see the sills placed below the doors. Now let's see if it's selected the correct one. 250 for these ones and then 200 for the inside doors. And excellent. Now we want to relocate these to above